Hey everyone, welcome to The Explainer. I am absolutely thrilled to have you here today because we're looking at a source text that is, well, quite frankly, unlike anything we've covered before. We're exploring this fascinating intersection where classical economic theory meets some highly unexpected, spiritual, and genuinely futuristic concepts. Our source material today claims to channel the spiritual message of the legendary economist Joseph Schumpeter. It takes his early 20th century theories, brings them right into the modern day, and then pushes them literally all the way to the stars. It's a massive conceptual leap. So, whether you're an economics buff or just kind of curious about unorthodox futuristic visions, buckle in, because this is going to be an incredible ride.
Okay, let's dive into this. How does a totally barren desert transform into a literal city of gold overnight? Right? Our source text uses this striking metaphor to set up its central argument. Think about the Middle East before the discovery of oil. The land was largely desert, considered basically barren, and totally devoid of any obvious economic value. But the second humanity discovered how to use oil and realized this massive energy source was sitting right underneath the sand, boom! The value of that land absolutely skyrocketed. The text argues that this is the absolute essence of true wealth creation. It's not about making slightly better versions of what we already have. It's about discovering massive value where absolutely none currently appears to exist.
So here is our roadmap for today. 1. The essence of innovation. 2. Combining heterogeneous elements. 3. Politics and future industries. 4. Redefining true marketing. And 5. The ultimate space frontier. Let's get started.
Section 1. The essence of innovation. Finding unseen value.
To kick things off, our source anchors itself in the persona of Joseph Schumpeter. Just for a bit of historical context here, Schumpeter was a highly influential Austrian economist. We're talking about a guy who served as the Austrian Minister of Finance, a bank president, and eventually a professor at Harvard University. He is really famous for constructing this economic theory that the constant innovation of the entrepreneur is the true underlying driving force of all economic development. Basically, he's the ultimate champion of the creative destruction concept. But, and here's the twist, our source text takes Schumpeter's historical academic theories and filters them through a highly unique lens. Recorded on April 20, 2010, this chapter presents a spiritual message. It's essentially a channeled interview with the spirit of Schumpeter himself, seeking his continued elevated insights to solve modern problems. Think massive fiscal deficits and long-term economic stagnation. So it's this incredibly intriguing blend of classical macroeconomic theory and profound spiritual revelation. And that brings us to the core philosophy of this section. As the quote says, true new wealth is generated by foreseeing future needs and discovering things whose value is not yet recognized. To break through the contradictions of a stagnant economy and massive national debt, you can't just cut costs, you literally have to invent. True new wealth comes from providing the answers to the future. It's all about creating the things that humanity absolutely needs tomorrow but hasn't even recognized the value of today. If a nation can be the very first to develop these unseen industries, wealth is just naturally going to flow into it from all over the world.
Moving right along to Section 2, combining heterogeneous elements, the catalyst for growth.
So the crucial point is, how does this framework actually define innovation? Well, it's explicitly defined as the combination of heterogeneous elements. It is the act of taking completely different, seemingly unrelated things and mashing them together to create entirely new value. It's not about playing it safe and staying within one narrow lane, it's about boldly crossing boundaries. Now, what's super interesting is the specific anecdote the text uses to illustrate this point. The source presents a scenario where someone who has intensely studied mathematics suddenly shifts their entire focus to religion, and specifically financial management within a religious organization. Now, a conventional view might look at that and say, wow, what a chaotic career path. But the text argues no, this is exactly how you create a new type of human, a genuinely creative entrepreneur. It's like hydrogen and oxygen, right? Two completely different elements, but when they combine, they create water. Combining vastly different fields like math and religion creates a powerful, totally unprecedented creative spark. Building on that, the text lists some truly fascinating and honestly pretty esoteric claims about what really makes a disruptive entrepreneur. Yes, for sure, they need diverse experiences and the willingness to cross long intellectual distances. But the text's spiritual framework goes way deeper. It actually claims that many individuals who build massive enterprises in a single generation are often the reincarnated souls of Sengoku warlords, the fierce military commanders of feudal Japan. Talk about a unique resume builder, right? It suggests that a profound, almost ancient drive for nation building is what truly fuels groundbreaking innovation today. Which brings us to Section 3, Politics and Future Industries, Nurturing the Seeds. You know, even the greatest innovators need an environment that nurtures their ideas, rather than suffocating them. And here, the text delivers a really sharp critique of modern politics. It argues that politicians are fundamentally flawed by this habit of chasing short-term trends, basically throwing money only at whatever is currently popular just to win the next election. The source insists that true economic revival requires the exact opposite, a long-term vision. Politicians absolutely must cultivate and protect future industries, even when those industries aren't currently profitable, because those are the genuine foundations of tomorrow's wealth. But the text also offers a beautifully optimistic assertion right here. It insists that the buds, or the seeds of these future industries, are actually already here. They're just sleeping all around us. They've been ignored, left unilluminated by conventional thinking and short-sighted funding. But with the right long-term political and economic vision, those sleeping seeds can be awakened to generate just immense prosperity. All right, Section 4, Redefining True Marketing, Meeting the New Era. So if you've created this amazing new value, how do you get people to understand it? Well, forget everything you know about aggressive sales tactics. Here, the source channels both Schumpeter and the management guru Peter Drucker to fundamentally redefine the very concept of marketing. It defines true marketing as discovering and providing exactly what the times demand. The philosophy here is brilliant in its simplicity. If you build a system that automatically provides what people fundamentally need, the product literally sells itself. Traditional selling, pushing a product onto someone, becomes completely unnecessary because you're answering a profound societal demand. Think about it. Conventional marketing is kind of just pushing products in a bookstore. But true marketing, according to our source, operates on a much, much grander scale. It asks, what do the people of this era desperately need right now? The text suggests that currently, the public needs solutions to massive societal issues like political distrust, economic recession, and diplomatic confusion. Therefore, creating the answers to those societal stagnations and providing them to the public is, in fact, the highest and purest form of marketing. Let's move to our final section and see how this builds. Section 5, The Ultimate Space Frontier, Cosmic Commerce. Okay, this is where it gets really wild. We're expanding Schumpeter's theory to the most radical frontier imaginable. The text asks, next, trade with extraterrestrials will also occur. When space aliens come to sell things, what will we sell? Now, the text treats this not as science fiction, but as an absolute, inevitable economic reality. The ultimate frontier of economic development, the ultimate application of foreseeing future needs, is preparing for intergalactic trade. And no, it doesn't just drop that idea and run. The source actually breaks down a highly specific methodology for engaging in this space trade. Step 1, we must foresee what extraterrestrials will actually need from Earth. Step 2, and this is where that esoteric spiritual framework really shines, the text claims that there are many, quote, former space aliens currently living as reincarnated humans right now on Earth. The advice, go ask them what they would want to buy. And step 3, use that intel to cultivate those exact cosmic industries today so Earth is ready to be a total economic powerhouse when formal trade begins. This really illustrates the sheer scale of the text's vision. I mean, it takes Adam Smith's foundational economic theory, the idea that a nation that produces wheat should trade with a nation that produces iron ore, so both get wealthier, and it scales it up to the galactic level. Earth can't just be a passive consumer of alien technology. Earth has to figure out its own unique, indispensable export to offer the universe, elevating our global economy through cosmic interaction. Which leaves us with this final, really profound question to consider. Whether we're talking about reinventing your own career by combining heterogeneous elements, or a nation identifying sleeping industries to escape economic recession, or even Earth preparing its exports for the galactic market, the core principle is absolutely identical. You must find unseen value. So as the future rushes toward us, take a hard look at your own unique skills and experiences. When the new era demands it, what entirely new value will you have to trade? Thank you so much for joining me on this incredible journey through the source material, and keep innovating.